You're 26 years old with a criminal justice degree you'll never use, and $80,000 in student debt that's crushing you like a hydraulic press. You've been working as a bike courier in Manhattan for 9 months, dodging taxis and eating exhaust fumes for $16 an hour plus tips. Your knees are destroyed. Your bank account is a tragedy. Your future is a question mark with no answer. Then Vincent finds you. He's watching you chain your bike outside a luxury hotel after delivering someone's $8 latte. He's wearing a suit that costs more than your yearly salary. He hands you a business card that just says a phone number. No name. No company. He says 4 words that change everything. You look extremely trustworthy. 2 days later, you're sitting in a private office in a building with no sign. Vincent explains the job. You're a high-end courier. You carry a titanium briefcase handcuffed to your wrist. You fly first class. You stay in 5-star hotels. You deliver packages from point A to point B. That's it. You never ask questions. You never look inside. You just transport and deliver. The pay? $5,000 per delivery. Sometimes you do 3 deliveries a week. The rules are surgical and non-negotiable. 1. The briefcase never leaves your sight. You sleep with it. You shower with it outside the curtain. 2. You never, ever open it. 3. If anyone tries to take it by force, there's a button on the handle. You press it, and help arrives immediately. 4. You tell no one about this job. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not your therapist. You ask what's in the briefcases. Vincent smiles like a shark and says, "Things that can't be trusted to FedEx." Your first job is easy. Fly from New York to London. Briefcase handcuffed to your wrist. First class ticket. A driver meets you at Heathrow. You hand over the case. He scans your fingerprint to unlock the cuff. You get $5,000 deposited into an offshore account within an hour. The entire trip takes 14 hours. You just made more money than you'd make in 6 weeks as a bike courier. You're hooked. The jobs keep coming. You fly to Dubai carrying something that makes the briefcase cold to the touch. You go to Tokyo with a case that hums slightly. You deliver to Singapore, to Paris, to Sao Paulo. Sometimes you meet men in suits. Sometimes you meet women in surgical scrubs. Once, you delivered to a priest in Vatican City. You never ask. You just deliver. You start living a double life. Your friends think you got a corporate job. Your parents think you're doing international consulting. You're flying first class twice a week, staying in penthouses, eating at Michelin, star restaurants on the company card. You've made $240,000 in 6 months. Your student loans are paid off. You're saving money for the first time in your life. But the briefcases are getting heavier. Not physically, psychologically. You lie awake in luxury hotel rooms, wondering what you're carrying. Is it diamonds, documents, drugs, biological weapons? The not knowing eats at you like acid. Then comes the Munich job. You pick up the briefcase at a private airfield. It's heavier than usual. As you're walking to the car, you hear it. A beep. Soft, rhythmic, coming from inside the case. You freeze. You've carried 47 briefcases. None of them have ever made a sound. You call Vincent. He doesn't answer. You call the emergency line. Straight to voicemail. You're standing in a German parking lot with a beeping briefcase handcuffed to your wrist, and nobody's answering. The beeping is getting faster. You have 2 choices. Deliver it anyway, and hope it's just a timer for something harmless. Or break the only rule that matters, and open the case. You've seen enough movies to know that beeping plus locked briefcase equals very bad things. You also know that opening it means you're done. Vincent made it clear. You open a case, you're fired. Or worse. The beeping hits a steady rhythm. 1 beep per second. You make the choice. You find a screwdriver in a maintenance shed and pry open the lock. Your hands are shaking so hard you can barely grip the metal. The cuff is still on your wrist. The case opens. Inside is a human heart, packed in a medical-grade cooling system, still beating, attached to a portable blood oxygen machine. There's a label, Priority Transplant, Patient 4,477, time sensitive. You're not a drug mule. You're not smuggling diamonds. You're a medical courier carrying someone's only chance at survival. The beeping is the battery warning. The cooling system is dying. You've got maybe 90 minutes before that heart is worthless. You're 45 minutes from the hospital. You floor it. You run red lights. You don't care about traffic laws. Someone is dying on a table, waiting for what's in your briefcase. You deliver it with 12 minutes to spare. The surgeon doesn't thank you. She just grabs the case and runs. You never learn if the patient survived, but you know you just saved a life. You feel like a hero. You call Vincent. You expect praise. Instead, he says, "You opened the case. You're done." You try to explain. You say the battery was dying. You say someone would have died. Vincent cuts you off. The system was designed to alert us, not you. You panicked. Panic is a liability. You're out. Just like that, it's over. 6 months of work, $240,000 earned, and you're fired for doing the right thing. You're furious. You're devastated. But mostly, you're relieved. Because now you know what you were carrying, and you can't unknow it. 2 weeks later, you're back on your bike, delivering lattes in the rain. You've still got money in the bank, but the thrill is gone. You're just another courier again. Replaceable? Invisible. Then you get a call from an unknown number. Different voice. Not Vincent. This guy calls himself Marcus. He says he heard you're available. He's got a job. Same deal. Briefcase. First class. Don't ask questions. But the pay is $10,000 per delivery, and the cases are significantly more sensitive. You ask what's inside? Marcus laughs and says, "If you wanted to know, you shouldn't have taken the first job. You're standing at a crossroads. You know this world now. You know it's not diamonds and legal documents. It's hearts and lungs and probably worse. It's corporate espionage and biological samples, and things that powerful people need moved in secret. Every delivery is a moral roulette wheel. But you also know what it's like to make $15,000 in a week. You know what financial freedom tastes like. And going back to $16 an hour feels like drowning after you've learned to fly. You take the job. Of course you do, because the scariest part isn't what's in the briefcase. It's how easy it is to stop caring, as long as the money keeps coming. You tell yourself you're just the delivery guy. You're not responsible for what's inside. You're neutral. You're Switzerland with a briefcase. But late at night, handcuffed to another case on another first-class flight, you wonder when you stopped being the person who would have said no. You wonder if the briefcase is locked to protect what's inside, or to make sure you can't walk away. You never open another case, not because you follow the rules, but because you're terrified of what you'll find. And even more terrified that you'll deliver it anyway. That wraps it up for today. This story is fiction. But there are people right now carrying things they'll never talk about for money they can't explain. If this one hit you in the gut, drop a comment. Subscribe for more moral gray zones that'll keep you up at night. Catch you in the next one.